Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Peekaboo, I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Boost! Available summer 2024. The Bikini Body Edition. The album, Dad. Shimmy, shimmy, AF. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. What you say? Hit the road, Jack. Boost! How are you guys doing today? I was listening to a little Ray Charles. Getting ready? So, I thought I'd sing a little, Hit the road, Jack. No, that's not meant for any one person. That's meant for several people. That's meant for several people, but we might get into that I'm not editing this video. I mean, I never edit any of my videos, but sometimes if I don't get my intro right, I start it over 3 and 4 times. So I have to get the song right. I have to get the song exact. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come, listen, I've been bringing out all the old tunes today. I was listening to Cherish by Madonna. Cherish. Do you guys remember that? I used to remember driving around in high school listening to that with my girlfriends. And the Indigo Girls, and the Smiths, and the Cure, and all of those. We used to listen to all of that back in the day. I still do, a little bit. I have a playlist in my phone of all of like my favorites from back in the day. No, true story, I do. I should actually go in here right now and I should look and see what's on this playlist. It's called like high school favorites. Hold on a second. Here are my playlists. You want to know what my playlists are called? Cardio. She ain't been played in a while. Country Drive, because y'all know, a little unknown fact about Peter Monn, you don't know that I love country music. You get sober, see I'm sober AF. You get sober and then you start listening to country music. No, it's true story, I've never been told. I got on here, on this one, I got Better Man by Little Big Town, Strawberry Wine by Deanna Carter, Love at the Five and Dime by Kathy Mattea, If I Needed You by Emmylou Harris, Wagon Wheel by Darius Rucker, Straight Tequila Night by Johnny Anderson. Because you know, alcoholics in recovery, we love, and I'm going to talk about something to do with recovery today. We love, because country music songs are literally about drinking, doing bad things when you're drinking, falling in love when you're drinking, getting married when you're drinking, and getting divorced when you're drinking. That's basically what country music songs are all about. So what else do I have here on my list? I got Tonight I Want to Cry by Keith Urban. I Take My Chances by Mary Chapin Carpenter. It's probably one of my favorite songs of life. I love that song. Remember When by Alan Jackson. Lay Me Down, Loretta Lynn, Willie Nelson. Grow Old With Me, Mary Chapin Carpenter. Austin by Blake Shelton. Bonnie Raitt, I Can't Make You Love. Oh, that song breaks my heart to this day. Y'all love that song so much. I remember this guy that I was dating, no true story I was, when I was like 19 years old, and that was like our song. I think that, and no, my first real boyfriend that I've claimed 3 boyfriends, because those were the ones that I had after I got sober. Our song was that Jewel song. Do you remember that song, that Jewel song? Jewel's had a lot of songs, but that one song that she sang back in the day, do you know what I'm talking about? I got it in my iTunes here somewhere. But anyway, so that's my country music. I got a bunch on there. Then I got a diva music, if I want to feel like a diva. Okay, should we see what's on here? Living for Love by Madonna. Edge of 17 by Stevie Nicks, as it should be. Telephone by Lady Gaga. I Like It Like That, yeah, baby, by the Blackout All-Stars. Love that song so much. We Belong by Pat Benatar. One Last Time by Ariana Grande. Little Red Corvette by Prince. This is kind of a weird mix, don't you think? We Belong by Pat Benatar. Glamazon by RuPaul. Each Tear by Mary J. Blige. Oh my God, I love Mary J. Blige so much. Million Reasons by Lady Gaga. Vogue by Madonna. I'm Every Woman by Whitney Houston. Perfect Illusion, Lady Gaga. Love is a Battlefield and Invincible by Pat Benatar. Applause, Lady Gaga. I Will Always Love You, Whitney Houston. 2 mixes of it. Dance in the Dark by Lady Gaga. That's probably my favorite Lady Gaga song of life. And Viva La Vida and Domino Dancing mix by the Pet Shop Boys. So if I ever want to feel like I'm in my diva mood, you know. Then I got Emotional on here. Emotional, we got Tony Bennett, Katie Lang, Stevie Nicks, Barbra Streisand. Let's see, all kinds of stuff on there makes me real sad. Folk music, we got on here Bob Dylan, Neil Young, Bob Dylan, Judy Collins, Simon and Garfunkel, Neil Young, Judy Collins, Bare Naked Ladies, Janis Joplin, Indigo Girls, Stevie Nicks, Lindsey Buckingham, Closer to Fine by the Indigo Girls. It's probably one of my favorite, it probably is my favorite Indigo Girls song. But anyway, here's my high school playlist. Least Complicated by the Indigo Girls, Face Up by New Order, Just Like Heaven, The Cure, Friday I'm in Love by The Cure, Just Like Heaven Live at Belfast, The Cure, Boys Don't Cry, a single version of The Cure, Add It Up by the Violent Femmes. I got every Violent Femmes song on here. Add It Up. Oh my God. If you are my age, okay, when that Violent Femmes album came out, you know how, like, this is what kills me so much, you know? Hold on, this is my very first sip of coffee for the day. You ready? I had a dental appointment this morning. I had a deep cleaning. And I'm marriage counseling this evening. It's a real fun day in the life of Peter Monn. And I wanted to come on here and I wanted to do this video because I felt like this video was important. And then last night, I started adding all these notes to it while I was watching RuPaul's Drag Race UK versus the world. I love that LeGrand Dame. I love her so much. Oh my God, she's so sweet and she's gorgeous and her talent is unbelievable. I love her so much. But anyway, but I'm also kind of a fan of Hanaconda from Australia too, because I loved her on her season. But anyway, so I was taking all these notes for this video that I was going to make, and how this video started and where it ended up is two completely different things. But anyway, I also got on here, Rise by Public Image Limited. Oh, this is what I was going to say is, you know how today people are all about, like, you know, censoring music and all that kind of stuff back, and when I was growing up, nobody was talking about censoring no music, because it was like the Rumors album by Fleetwood Mac. What was there, I mean, what was there to censor on that, you know? And then everybody started talking about the censoring of the music, and that music makes people do things. I just watched this documentary, because, you know, I'm rolling to the true crime the other day. I'm rolling to the true crime now, so the other day, I was watching this. See, when people come over here and they say, Peter, you need to slow down, I can't, okay? And I'm gonna tell you, that comment alone, it's like, people are like, you need to do this and you need to do that. And people be like, you need to put down the Adderall and all this kind of stuff. Listen, Linda, okay? I've been sober for over 29 years, okay? This coffee is about it. That was my first sip of coffee. And this is me, okay? This is me all the time, just so you know. So, anyway, just me and my little dog Boo Radley sitting around the house. I drive him crazy talking like this. No, I do, like, for real, though. I do have some important things to say, though, so please stick around. But I wanted to start this video off kind of fun, just kind of like doing what I always do, you know? Oh, by the way, I need to put on my lip gloss and stuff before I get into all this. So anyway, but we would talk about, you know, censoring music. I think that came around about 2000. You know, people always want to say that it was like rap and hip hop, that it was all about, that was the start. No, that was not where censoring the music started. I don't know where you guys are, but when I was growing up, well, back in the, I would say late 90s, they wanted to start censoring music because it was turning people into devil worshippers. No, true story, that's what they said. They said that satanic music, you know, today we know that it's, you know, Christian music, but back in the day, no, true story, oh my God, all the time, you guys, like, all these Christian, okay, so, this girl, Tia, I love her so much, okay, hey, Tia, how are you, get a little shout out. So, Tia's followed my vlog for years and years and years, and she knew that I was kind of struggling the last month, and she sent me this song, right, and it was real sweet, and it was called, like, I can't remember, I could look it up, but it was called, like, Jesus is Calling and stuff. The video is beautiful, it's a really nice song. So, anyway, now, because I looked up that song, all these Christian songs are recommended to me, and do you know what, like, I fucking picked the wrong business, okay, no, I did. I picked the wrong fucking business because I should have gone into Christian singing. I should have been a Christian rock star. Do you guys, those videos get like 100 million views, okay? For a poorly filmed Christian rock video. Oh my God! I could be well, I mean, probably not because I cuss and I'm gay, but other than that, you know, that's where all Christians are like, we love the gays, you do? Well, the Westboro Baptist Church does it, but no, I got lots of friends of mine that are Christians and they love me and all that kind of stuff. They love my husband. And I'm joking about the religion. When I come over here and I say this kind of stuff, people go crazy. They're like, you're coming for Toddy. It's a joke, you guys. When did in the world did we stop laughing? You know, like, laughing is the ultimate cure. These are jokes, okay? I'm laughing at myself, what I've gone through in my life, okay? The fact that people have always said to me things like, God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, okay? And stuff like that. I've had to deal with that bullshit for my entire life. If I want to joke about the fact that I could be the first gay Christian rock and roll artist in the world, I can make that joke, see, okay, because I've had it, I've lived that experience, right, so I can make that joke, okay, that's not stepping on nobody's toes, live your life. My mother was a woman of very strong faith. She would have sat right here and laughed. She would have thought it was funny, okay, it's a joke. We get so serious about this shit, but anyway, people, you know, all the time they want to talk about censoring this music, censoring that music, blah, 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 blah. I I really, to be honest with you, to this day, I cannot really think of one song on this planet that has ever convinced me that I need to be a devil worshiper. No, true story, or do drugs or something like that, okay? Now, I will say back in the day when I smoked the ganj, you know, and I was drinking and stuff like that, I did kind of like, there was certain music that I liked to listen to, but see, I even started this, I didn't even know I was going to get into this part, you know, like, something you'll always get, and I was going to address this at the end of my video, but something you'll always get on my channel, okay? Like, no matter what I'm talking about, okay, you're going to always get my honest opinion. Like, if I'm going to come over here and I'm going to talk about James Charles, you best know, you're going to hear what I have to think about James Charles, okay? And quite frankly, if you're watching a drama channel that's covering James Charles and can't take a stand one way or the other, and probably should be taking a stand against James Charles, what is that drama channel even doing? Like, do we need a drama channel out there just reporting that James Charles did this or did that? You're so pressed you can't take a stand against James Charles? That says a lot about your character, okay? But over here on Peter Monn's channel, you're going to always get my opinion, okay? I think we know that by now. I think that's why a lot of you guys stick around. And you know that I welcome your opinion as well, even if it doesn't agree with me, okay? You know, people are like, he deletes comments. Go read all of my comments on my videos. I very rarely ever delete comments on my videos. I love the comments that don't agree with me. Sometimes it changes my mind, okay? But see, at the beginning of this video, I was talking about my country music. And I was like, Alcoholics in Recovery. We love listening to music about don't blame it on a late tequila night, or whatever that song is. I love that song. What is that song? You know, he'll start thinking about him, or she'll start thinking about him, then she's ready to fight. You know that song? I love that. See, we love that. Whiskey Lullaby? Oh my God, it's one of me and my friend Tony Jeans is probably our favorite song together, okay? But that song, that music don't make me want to go drink at all. It makes me thankful I don't drink, if you want to know the truth, okay? D-I-V-O-R-C. No, true story, okay? But I was watching this documentary the other night. Oh my God, it was so good. It was called The Devil You Know. It was about this guy named Pazuzu in North Carolina. It's really a sad story. He killed 2 people and buried in his backyard. True story, he did. And his name was Pazuzu. I didn't really know where that name was from, but apparently it's the name of the evil entity in The Exorcist. And this guy's name was really like John Smith or something like that, but he picked this name Pazuzu, and then he had tattoos all over his face and stuff like that. But they always kept on talking about the heavy metal music that was in this, that he would play, and basically insinuating that the heavy metal music made him do it, okay? Now, listen, I used to watch Headbangers Ball back in the day. The children are so confused right now. Like, you think MTV is about the real world and all these stupid-ass shows, okay? When I started watching MTV back in the day, okay, and yes, I was around when the very first video came out. I think it was, like, Radio Killed the Video, Video Killed the Radio. Wasn't that the very first song on MTV or something like that? I was around from the very beginning, okay? I used to watch Headbangers Ball. I used to watch 120 minutes, which is all the alternative music. I used to listen to Downtown Julie Brown, Kurt Loder, all that stuff. I used to watch all of it back in the day, okay? Lived for it. I remember when this first season of Real World came out, okay? I just saw the other day, I have to tell you, so these reading glasses that I wear, okay, these Caddish reading glasses, Eric Nies, this is how old I am, okay? Eric Nies, do you remember how hot he was back then? Oh my God, hubba. From the very first Real World, okay, with Julie and Heather and all them on there, and he's doing an ad for Caddish reading glasses now. When your idols that you grew up in are doing reading glass ads now, you know, like, listen, okay, you've aged out, okay? Like, let's just put it in perspective. But no, they always want to blame the music. They do. Why are we always blaming the music on stuff? Music never made me do anything, okay? Where did somebody come up with that? Like, music, you know, like, they always, like, I watch these true crime shows all the time, right? And they're like, well, they were listening to this soundtrack on loop. Listen, okay? I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've listened to the soundtrack to Annie, okay? That don't make me want to, like, carry a little dog in my pocket named Sandy, you know? Well, I mean, sometimes I kind of think it would be kind of fun to have a little dog named Sandy, you know? Maybe far away or maybe real nearby. It doesn't really matter, because what really matters is that the sun is going to come out tomorrow, and we both know that. And why we know that is because we all watched Annie. I guess it did kind of peer pressure, didn't this? But you know what? I think this, true story. If music had the ability to peer pressure us, like on that note alone, the sun will come out tomorrow, I think that most of us wouldn't be as sad as we are in our daily lives because we would just be like, fuck it, the sun's coming out tomorrow, so why be sad? And the fact that half the world is sad, I think is just proof that there is no need for censoring music, okay? By the way, I am not a big heavy metal fan, but I did watch this movie about Pazuzu, the devil worshiper that killed 2 people. So sad. It was so sad. One thing I couldn't figure out is that this one person that he killed was like a deadhead, okay? And I didn't understand how this deadhead ended up at his house. It was real sad. It was a lot about addiction and stuff and the after effects of the people that like were friends with Pazuzu. But no, true story. They kept on playing this song through the whole thing. And here it is right here. I downloaded it. It's called SD Kill Wave by Prayers. I don't even know. They might be problematic, but I like the song. It was like all of my friends have forgotten me and all this kind of stuff. I was like, I relate to this song. I did. But listen, I ain't going to kill nobody and put him in my backyard. Our neighbor dog, he's out there all the time anyway. He'd see me. Like, so listen, we live in a condo neighborhood. Okay, that's not happening. But that's not really what this video is about. Oh, this video is about me picking, well, no, it's not even about me picking songs. Oh, what was I going to do? Oh, so I was reading you guys my playlist from high school. That's what I was doing, wasn't I? Here it is. I got good times, happy, high school music. Okay, Let's Cry. What do I have on that one? Oh, Billie Eilish. Oh, no, it's because it's Billie Eilish. All Billie Eilish's music. Oh, no, these aren't even, these are like, they made these playlists. Because there's like a Zac Brown band playlist. I know I didn't do that. Okay, high school. What else do we got on here? Let's see. Interesting Drug by Morrissey. Well, I Wonder by the Smiths. This Charming Man by the Smiths. Added Up by Violent Femmes. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So, censoring music. Now, for those of you that are my age, let's say you graduated, I graduated in 1990. So let's just say you graduated anywhere from like, let's say 1985 to 1992, okay? Don't tell me you didn't have that Violent Femmes album. You know the one that says, add it up, add it up. The one that talks about 31 flavors, you know. Nothing I can say when I'm in your thighs. Oh, mama, mama. That song. Okay, you don't talk about add it up. Let me just tell you, if that song came out today, no, The Christians of the world, they'd be getting 100 million views on their videos. Added Up would be getting 0, okay? That was such a fantastic album, though. I knew every word, Blister in the Sun. I knew every word to every song. People are like, what are you talking about? If you guys do not know this album right here, hold on a second, Added Up. What was the album called? I can't even remember now. Where is it at? Hold on a second, I just said it. Here it is, Added Up. I know day after day, I get angry and I say, or whatever the words are. You guys, all I want is just one kiss. All I want is just one kiss. There's something that I wouldn't miss, and to get in your pants, and I need a kiss. You remember that? Oh my God, it was so dirty. We thought it was so dirty, and we loved it. I can remember my cousin Caroline had it, and I listened to it in her room. If she was in like 9th grade when she got it, I must have been like in 7th grade, and I thought, oh my God, what dirtiness in the world is my cousin Caroline listening to? So anyway, here it is. If you've never seen this album before, it's the most fantastic album in the entire world. Added Up by the Violent Femmes. I don't know what the album is called. I think it's just called the Violent Femmes, actually. But anyway, no, that's not what this video is about. Did I put on my lip gloss already? Well, you can never have enough lip gloss. I just kind of wanted to get on here and explain a few things. I was going to start this video, you know, like, here was the deal. So, I took a bunch of notes this weekend, and I took some time off, you know, filming on this channel and stuff like that. I don't want to get real, okay, well, this video is going to get a little serious. I didn't want to start it off and just be like, hello, hello, hello. You know, that's how I always start my seriousness videos and things like that. And, you know, I talked about this on my vlog. I'm not going to get into depth about it over here. But I had, this weekend, I literally received a gift from God this weekend. I mean, I'm not joking. This is a true story. You can go watch my vlog. If you want to hear the story, it's the vlog. I don't even know what it's called. It's called, oh, let's go in here and look. It's called An Unexpected Moment. And I just received an unbelievable gift this weekend and was really encouraged to not just live my life, but just live my best life that I possibly could. And I don't really know how to talk about this without getting into it. I don't really know how to get into it without crying. So, I am just going to, if you guys want to go watch a video, you can, but so for those of you that are confused, I'll share with you briefly what happened. This weekend, out of the blue, I was able to, and I've always, and I want to say this, and this is one thing I explained to her, and she was very grateful for it, and I was very thankful. I asked her some questions about, like, had she received any hate as a result of me, and she hadn't, and they hadn't, and I was very grateful for that. I've never said the people's names that were involved in the accident nor their families out of respect for them, and I'm asking that you continue to do that. But I had an opportunity this weekend to speak with the mother of the man that passed away in the accident. And I talked about it pretty at length on my vlog, but the amount of kindness and grace that this woman gave me when she didn't have to was absolutely unbelievable. I've shared over here, and I've shared in detail in my vlog how I've really been struggling for the last couple months. And I didn't really know how to step into this next part of my life. And what she gave me in this phone call was what I had been looking for that I didn't even know that I needed. And I won't get into details of what she said, but basically she said, you know, you need to stop torturing yourself, and you need to go live your best life. And to some degree I said, you know, for him, because she was like, he would want you to do that. And I said, okay, you know, and I said, I still have a hard time wrapping my head around that. And she's like, well, you need to. This woman handed me this unbelievably kind gift this weekend. And so on the heels of me, like, thinking about my YouTube channels and everything, it just, you know, one of the things that she said to me, she said, from watching some of your videos, I can tell that you help a lot of people. And to have her say that to me, I don't know why it hit differently than when people send me emails and messages and they say things to me about, like, you know, you helped me do this, or you helped me do that, or you planted the seed for me and I finally went to treatment, or, you know, and talking about my addiction and things like that. But, you know, it is the kindness and the grace of people that I have been so surprised about in my years of being on YouTube. Because I'm very quiet in my personal life. I think that's something that probably would surprise people. You know, I talk about this in my vlog a lot, but I don't have a huge friend group. I have just a few people, you know, around me, and I don't talk to people a lot on the phone. I maybe talk to like 1 or 2 people a day on the phone, and then, you know, I have my husband and my cousin Caroline, and just, you know, my best friend Tawny Jean, and then a few other friends, and that's it. I live a kind of small life, you know, and I always kind of have, and I have horrible social anxiety, and getting on camera has been something for me that has allowed me to live out different parts of my life, and entertain, and share stories, and cry, and I know it's, you know, nauseating to some people, and I don't really care, and I'll be honest with you. If it weren't for YouTube, the opportunity to speak with his mother would never have happened. And I'm not going to get into details of how that happened, but she'd seen some of my videos that were sent to her by a family member and heard some things that I'd said, and that led to us interacting and me reaching out to her and talking. If it weren't for YouTube, that conversation probably never would have occurred. And for that, and for so many other things through the years, you know, like when my Aunt Kathy and my Uncle Dave passed away, the unbelievable amount of love that I received during pancreatitis, you know, during the accident, after the accident, all the love and support that I've received, even just in the last month, talking about how much I've struggled. When PP, our dog, passed away, the amount of love and support is overwhelming that I have received as a result of doing YouTube videos. You know, I've shared a lot how I got started. So I got started, it will be in May, 8 years, and I'm not as active over there as I used to be, but I'm gonna, every month is my goal to be more active over there. It's on my BookTube channel, and I started there May 11th of 2016. And I just, at the time that I started, it was because I was watching a lot of booktubers. I still do watch a lot of booktubers, and booktubers are people that talk a lot about books and book hauls and review books and things like that. And it was a community that I could not be part of. And so I started a booktube channel because I just wanted to be part of this community that I was so in love with, that I just was so enamored with. And I saw these people that were doing something that I love to do, you know, and people to talk to about books. And I made a lot of really great friends. I still am making great friends through booktube through the years. You know, two of my dearest friends, Mel and Nikki, are a direct result of True Crime Book Club. And so I'm forever grateful for not only my love of books, but starting that booktube channel and people that I've met through that and whatever. You know, it's always interesting to me, and I've talked a lot about it too in the last couple months. In fact, I went into 2024 talking about, I'm not going to talk so much about the stalkers and the haters and all that kind of stuff. It's still happening, and I'm still dealing with it behind the scenes. You know, there's one person in particular, like, I don't really know how to handle this situation. There's one person in particular, and they're in the UK, and they've kind of made it their deliberate attempt through the last couple years to just nonstop make my life like what they think is a living hell. I really paid them very little attention. And the thing is that, you know, I've said in videos before that I have, you know, people that I'm working with in other countries and things like that. That is true. I know people don't want to believe that, but that is true. And it's kind of to the point now where I'm like, okay, and this is where I think about this person handing me this insurmountable grace, right? That I have somebody out there that has really deliberately tried to... There's a lot of different people when it comes to harassing. There's a group of people that have really been intrusive to my life. That continues on a small level, but the majority of them have been given warnings. I can't get into the details of that, and have been made aware of it and stopped. They're people that you would never really expect, okay? They're kind of like off the grid, super fans, very upset that I said some things in videos. Then there's people that have watched me for a while that just don't like me, and they're, for whatever reason, I said something wrong in a video, or they think that I'm the world's biggest liar or whatever, you know, and they just don't like me. That group is pretty tame. They're just irritating. They're like the wasp or the bug that will never go away in your ear. That's what this woman fits into. And then there's a group of people that have been watching very closely, not just me, but several other drama channels. This is what I talked about in my video the other day. Dustin Daly gave you a taste of it. That's just the tip of the iceberg. We've been investigating this for probably close to a year now, of people that have watched us very closely, people that are buying subs, buying views. It's all smoke and mirrors. They have aligned themselves with a lot of really problematic people, and they have very problematic pasts as well. Don't have any problem throwing us under the bus and things like that. We haven't really decided yet how or when that information will come out, but there's that. But, you know, I did find out that there's like, okay, so there's this person, and they have like, she has probably 40 to 50 Twitter accounts. I would say 20 to 40 YouTube accounts. Is all over the place, and literally spends her entire day online coming from multiple people. And I'm one of those people. The thing is, I don't really think they have much more in their life. I'm trying, as a person in recovery and as a kind person, to be kind and gracious. You know, I'm a big believer in the definition of forgiveness, that forgiveness is accepting that what happened happened. Not that it was okay, but that it happened. Now, what are you going to do so that you're not held hostage to the past? I don't want an ongoing war with somebody for years and years and years. That's just nothing that I want. I know who this person is. I could make their life very, very difficult for them. I do have attorneys in the UK. I know they don't think I do, but I do. And these things are taken very, very seriously. There was just a documentary that was put out about online stalking and harassing on Netflix, and the laws have changed in the UK, and they're very, very serious. Now, they're actually more serious in the UK than they are in the United States. And the lengths that this person has gone to, not to mention that I could expose their own history of their horrific, bigoted, transphobic, racist tweets and information that they've put out there themselves that would baffle you to even believe. The amount of stuff that this person's put out there. So this is obviously a very sick, troubled person that spends their entire life online. I don't know what I'm going to gain from... I I really didn't think I was going to talk about this in the video today. But here's where I'm at with it. Like, okay, they're not really damaging my life in any way by just putting out a few tweets here and some stuff here and some stuff there, right? Like, they're not really, like, damaging my life on any kind of level. So I can just, you know, block them, not look, don't have to look, that kind of stuff. And they can continue to spin and spin and spin and live in their own misery and sadness. It makes me sad for them. The camera stopped. It makes me sad for them. I wish they were happier people. You know, what I really wanted to talk on here today was to explain a little bit about some of the changes that were going on with this channel. But this is really all part of it, if you want to know the truth. These are the things that go on behind the scenes that I think that maybe people aren't aware of, you know? To some degree, the inequality of YouTube to push certain channels and not push other channels, or channels that you think are being pushed, or channels that you think are being highly viewed, when in reality, it may look like they have 1.5 million subscribers, or 600,000 subscribers, or something like that, when in reality, they have less subscribers than I do. They're getting less views on a video than I am, but when you look at them and you see it, right, it comes across that way, and so they get more opportunities, they get more things pushed. I, to be honest with you, am not as upset about this as some of my cohorts that we have been looking into this, because, to be honest with you, some of those opportunities I probably wouldn't even take anyway. But the unfairness of it, and I am very aware that the world is not fair, and the inequality of it, to me is, and to some of my colleagues, that we paid the price for this, okay? Just, I want to make that very, very clear. We were dragged through the mud as drama channels. We were put on a pedestal that we needed to behave a certain way. You know, I talked about the whole payroll thing a while ago, you know, and the fact, I mean, it still baffles me that people literally were sent death threats. Ashley Kyle left the internet, okay? Like, let's make this very clear. There was a drama channel that was making very good money, paying their bills, and left the internet, in part to the hate that they were receiving, over pallets they were receiving, okay? And then flash forward 4 years, we have a drama channel that won't share their opinion online about very serious topics like predators, but just will share the information. So basically is using a story of a predator, sharing information that makes that person even look better, actually, won't really share an opinion, won't take a stance, and has some of their closest friends, predator protectors, in their biggest video on their channel. Yes, I'm talking about Spill Sesh. And it's baffling to me that nobody calls this out. Well, here's the reality. The 5 or 6 people, many of which of those people are implicated in some of the things that we have found, some of those 5 or 6 people that were so hardcore and coming for payroll years ago, many of them that were in these group chats, many of them that were so hardcore against Jeffree Star, have really sided a lot with James Charles. It's not really about so much about James Charles wrangling these people. Oh no, let's talk about Britney Spears. Britney Spears don't know none of these fools, but she brought them a lot together, okay? So there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that a lot of people don't even see, but it's going to come out, okay? Because the time has come. And, you know, there's a lot of those kinds of things that go on behind the scenes. The stalking and whatever has minimized a little bit since my attorneys have had to do what they've had to do, okay? And I want to make this very clear, because I said I wasn't going to get into details, but that is being dealt with behind the scenes. And some of those people have been sent, and I am aware that they know, okay? Because they were sent. It's been dealt with legally, some of it, okay? Other people, I'm like, this woman in the UK, I'm just like, you're kind of so sad and pathetic. I'm not really sure that I want to take away the one thing that doesn't really affect me on any kind of level that makes you happy. You know, that you accuse me of lying about this, but then you have the truth stated on your Twitter, but then you say that I'm lying about that, but then it's just baffling, right? This is the kind of stuff that I deal with on a daily basis. So going into 2024, one of the things I decided I was going to do is I just wasn't really going to pay it any attention anymore. And so I really have been trying to stay out of that, and honest to God, it's been a godsend to me. It really has. You know, for years people would say, well, just don't read the comments. But then if you don't read the comments, and people say, well, you don't ever respond to our comments. So it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It's like, what do you do, right? And I want to be active with the people. And this is what I was going to say. You know, I've talked a lot about the hate through the years that I've received in the stalking, and it is horrific. You know, it's kind of surprising to me when I talk to other people, you know, like Emily Baker and things like that, that are on a huger level than me, that have received maybe you know, a huge, small fraction of what I've received. And I'm like, what did I really do that was so horrible that people hate me so much? You know, I would understand it from somebody, and Emily's even said that, you know, like talking about legal issues and reading documents and talking about the cases. It's very, like, a lot of the cases she talks about are very polarizing, right? But because I talked about Jeffree Star, Trisha Paytas, people are they really want to come for me. And what's so interesting about it is that I get, people a lot will say, well, you won't come out against this person, you won't come out against that person. But I've come out against a lot of people, and I really think that's what's bit me in the ass through the years, because the other drama channels that don't come out for anybody and share their opinion because they've learned from us, they don't get anywhere near the hate that I get. They don't get a tenth of it. They don't even know what we've gone through. They don't know that we had failed friendships, we're arguing on the phone, we're fighting with each other, we're crying behind the scenes because it was so mentally taxing on us. They have no idea what we went through so that they can have these channels today. Okay, these channels that appear to you that are like 1 million views so that they can get articles that are commissioned by people in PR to be written for them, and yet on an article in a magazine that's huge, they don't gain any subscribers off of that, and nobody questions that and thinks that that's bizarre. Oh no, we've got the proof. We've got the evidence now. And I'm not just talking about Spill Session, I'm talking about many people, okay? With their fakety stuff out there. I'm done lying about it. I'm done acting like I don't care. For those of you that don't remember when I started over here talking about drama channels, okay? So we're going to keep on doing that. We're going to keep it real over here. One thing you will never get on my channel is a watered down version of the truth. I will always share with you the truth and my opinion, okay? And I don't have a problem getting on video when I'm fucked up and done something that is not right looking and explain it and explain to you why I did that and learn from it. I am a believer that when you know better, you do better, okay? But to do some effed up shit and never take responsibility for it and never explain it to your audience is baffling to me. It's one of the biggest issues that I have with Manny MUA and Laura Lee, okay? The fact that Manny came out and defended Colleen Ballinger in a video, took the video down, and people are still singing his praises, okay? Manny MUA not only defended Colleen Ballinger, he also defended James Charles and still does defend James Charles. Okay? Now, if it was just let's make a case for James Charles, and like Manny told me years ago, James Charles isn't who you think he is behind the scenes. Is Colleen not who we think she is behind the scenes? Or are all these people predators? Or is it that you really don't have an issue with predators, Manny, as long as they help build your career? No, I think that's what it is, okay? So when people help build your career and you help build other people's career, and it's all just a lot of favors, okay? But who gets lost in that mix is the victim. And I'll always fucking talk about the victim, okay? I don't really care. Because I ain't trying to build channels, all right? I ain't trying to be doing worldwide interviews and stuff like that. Because trust, none of these people would do interviews with me, and I've asked. Because if they sat in the chair opposite me, I wouldn't ask them a bunch of bullshit about going out to a club or doing my face. I can tell you right now what I'd be asking them is, okay, like this Sophia chick that interviewed James Charles the other day, or having Manny MUA in a video of mine, if I had them in a chair, I'd be asking the hard-hitting questions that people deserve to know while they're putting money in their pockets buying their products, okay? Because that's what I've been since day one talking about it over here. I've been talking about the truth behind the scenes, and so has the other people behind the scenes that I have aligned myself with to this day, okay? You don't have to like everything that they do. I don't like everything that they do, okay? I don't condone everything that these colleagues of mine do. They don't co-sign everything or agree with everything that I do. That's a lot of the conversations we have behind the scenes. But a lot of people think that this is just about getting on a video and flipping a fan and stuff. You have no idea the bullshit that goes on behind the scenes, right? So, you know, recently I've been thinking about, I want to try some new stuff over here, all right? People keep on saying to me, you always talk about the same 5 or 6 people. Well, that's because those are the same 5 or 6 people that I'm interested in. But I love being on YouTube. This is one of the things I wanted to say that was important. You know, I think that people have this misconception that, or they think, like, people are always surprised by how much hate you get online. Listen, I grew up in hate, okay? I got bullied growing up. I got bullied after I grew up. I've been bullied my entire life, okay? That's why I cannot stand when that word is thrown out there, because you're minimizing the definition of that word for people that are truly being bullied, all right? I can't, like, when people overuse that word, I can't stand it, all right? So, it's one of my biggest pet peeves, honestly, because we've taken away the true definition of bullying, and it's really important out there for people that are being bullied in their families, by their family members, in their homes, okay? In their school districts, in their schools, at whatever age, in their friend groups, all right? And in their workplaces. And yes, bullying does occur in workplaces for years on end. It's very serious. And so when we minimize that word and you share an opinion online and somebody says you're bullying somebody over an opinion, no, that's bullshit. That's an opinion of a public figure, all right? That word has been so minimized. But one of the things that's surprising to me is and I know I've talked a little bit about the negativity, but I kind of wanted to explain to you a lot of what was going on with my mindset behind the scenes at the same time that I'm really struggling in my life, right? Like, I'm really, really struggling. You know, I talk a lot about my recovery. You know, I have some principles that I stick to over here. And I talk a lot about my recovery. Thank God for my recovery. My recovery, people are always like, in the past, people said things about, you know, like I said that, that people were, you know, risking my recovery. I've never said that on video. Find where I've said that on video, okay? I don't put my recovery, and if I ever relapse, and I hope I don't, I would never put that on another human being. That is not my responsibility, okay? But as a sober person, you better fucking believe, all right, that I ain't making no video speculating about people's addiction and their recovery, okay? Even Jaclyn Hill, who does not claim to be in recovery, she claims to be sober, and congratulations to you, Jaclyn, on that, okay? And I mean that sincerely. I treated that video with grace because I believe it deserves to be treated with grace, okay? However somebody defines their sobriety, just because I work a 12-step program doesn't mean that somebody else needs to work a 12-step program, all right? But being in my mental capabilities today as a person that is not on any kind of substances, there's a line in the sand that you draw, you know, and things like that on what you do and what you don't do. And when I see that stuff, when I see people talking and speculating about people's drug addiction, that is tacky. That is classless and that is tacky. I'm sorry. That is someplace I would never go, okay? People have asked me even, I didn't even want to do videos talking about Demi Lovato back in the day when she was California sober. I'm like, hey, listen, if that's what somebody wants to do, do them. I don't do that, so I can't speak to it, okay? But to do videos, it's tacky. It's classless, okay? And to sing people's praises and be like, this, you know, blah, 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 whatever. Oh my God, I'm so glad you exposed this. Expose what? For somebody for their, we're not talking about, you know, somebody calling out this or somebody calling out that, right? I mean, it's just, it's unbelievable to me. You know, that's why I took such an insult when Jaclyn Hill said that drama channels had come for her husband. We were never at that time anything but supportive of John Hill, okay? I sent messages to the man. I sent messages to Jaclyn Hill if she ever wanted to talk to me as a sober person, okay? So, and she responded to those messages. She knows, Dustin Daly and everybody else, we were lifting John up behind the scenes and hoping the best for him, okay? We weren't throwing up videos called The Exposed Creepy Life of John Hill as he's on drugs. We weren't doing that, okay? None of us were. We had a little bit more respect for our craft. That craft has been tainted by people that came behind us. All right? And I do take issue with that. Because we worked very, very hard and we fought hard fights with each other and behind the scenes. You know, there are a lot of people that have been more greater affected than I have ever behind the scenes, okay? Paige Christie, greatly affected. And I'm so grateful today that she and I are able to have worked through our differences and be friends. I call Paige Christie a friend today. You know, that Dustin Daly and I have been able to work through our differences. I don't agree with everything that these people say or put out there. Rich Lux has been fantastically supportive of me through my accidents, giving me ideas and things like that. No, I don't agree with everything he does. They don't agree with everything I do, right? But we call each other out on it. Trust me, those conversations are going on behind the scenes. Did you really do this? Did you really put this title in a video? Did you what were you thinking of in that moment? No, that's a bad look. You need to come out and address this. And sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. And sometimes they say the same things to me, right? But we've been through it and we have each other's backs. And I'm grateful for it. And one of the things I wanted to say, I keep on forgetting this, is that people talk so much about like hate comments and hate this and hate that. And I got kind of caught up in that last year, right? Because I was going through a real hard time. And I'm the person, I've always said this, if I'm standing in a room of 100 people, I'm going to see the one person that says something nasty about me. And that's the person I'm going to focus on, right? So I got real hung up on it, which is why going into 2024, I was like, no, let it be handled behind the scenes. I'm not dealing with this anymore. Let it be handled behind the scenes, and I will deal with this other stuff, but I'm not going to comment on videos anymore, right? Like, I'm not going to focus on it, because the one thing is that so many people, YouTubers across the board, I'm not talking just about drama channels, beauty influencers, whatever. YouTubers across the board always talk about the hate. You know, people are always like, well, what about the hate you get from living online? What about the hate you get from this? What about the hate from that? I was really, to be honest with you, never surprised that I got some hate. You know, when I first started and people said your voice sounds like a 14-year-old girl, you know, people would say your voice is giving me cancer. Sure, it was hurtful at first, but did I expect it? Are you fucking kidding me? I gotten that stuff since I was 6 years old. Of course I expected it. What I didn't expect was the overwhelming amount of kindness and love that I have received. I never, sitting on a chair down there, almost 8 years ago, starting my first booktube video, did I ever think the amount of love and support and kindness I would get. Literally, you guys, every single day in my DMs and comment sections, emails, just flooded with people sharing very personal stories with me of things that they have gone through, you know? People sharing things for me of being sober, being addiction, going back out there, how to get into treatment. People have shared so many things with me about addiction, about loss, about grief, about accidents that they've been involved in, about accidents where they were the drivers. People have shared so many things with me, you know? People share with me, just since I've mentioned in my vlog the other day, about how gracious it was that his mother was able to give me that gift. I've received so many messages from people that have said, thank you, because I have been in her position and I wanted to reach out to this person and I didn't know how to start that conversation, you know? And I'm so incredibly grateful for that. None of this would happen if it wasn't for these channels on YouTube. So maybe it's just a drama channel. Maybe that's all it is. Maybe it's just a booktube channel, just a review channel. Maybe it's just a Peter Does Stuff channel where I'm sharing pieces of my life like my dog or talking about my OCD or doing some crazy TikTok drink in the kitchen, you know, or an Amazon haul. Maybe it's my reality TV channel, or maybe it's my vlog where I share stories of my life every single day. But it's that connection with people that I never, ever, ever, I won't even say in a million years, I didn't even see it on the board, okay? Thought that I would ever have with people. So I can handle the hate with that, right? Nobody's driving me anywhere. Nobody's pushing me anywhere, all right? The truth will be exposed. The truth will come out. But I'm not being pushed anywhere, all right? I love this too much. And I love making videos. I love coming up with ideas for videos and scripting them in my, phone and being like, oh, this would be a good video. That would be a good video. Or this would be a funny review to do. Or, this is a reality show that I want to watch. I get so excited about that, right? And I'm so grateful for that. I have the most blessed life. I saw that Adam McIntyre put something out the other day. He was talking about some big streamer that was complaining about how hard their job was. And he said, we literally work from home. We make great money and we get to call our own hours. I have the most unbelievable job in the entire world. And for a long time, I never called it a job because I was like, I feel like that diminishes away from the experience that people are having if they think that I'm doing a job. Because it's like, oh, I have to go to my job today. I never feel like that. I feel blessed that I get to do this job, right? And when people complain about how hard it is, oh my God, you want to talk about pet peeves, right? We are blessed. We are blessed to pay our bills and have extraordinary opportunities and talk about whatever we want to talk about, share our opinion, and that people care to listen. At times when my views are not great or other people's views are not great, one of the things that the drama channels I've talked about, I always say this to people, right? Is I'm like, there are more people that are watching our videos in a day than are at some major concerts. Like, that's a huge deal. This dude that grew up in Indianapolis, Indiana, that had no friends, okay? My only friends growing up were stuffed animals that I did puppet shows with and my mom that would come in the room and watch it. My only friends were the imaginary audience that I was, roller skating to in the driveway with a glittered shawl over my shoulders, roller skating to Donna Summer. The imaginary audience that was out there. I didn't talk to people in school. I had very few friends. One here, one there through the years. I had very few friends. Today, I have extraordinary people that are giving me the blessing to watch my videos and actually respond to it, whether they agree or disagree. It's unbelievable to me. And I've done a lot of soul searching in the last 2 months, and that's kind of led me to wanting to do more of what I love over here. And that's what's led me to doing true crime over here. And I know, there are a lot of people that are like, Peter, this is too much for me. This isn't my thing. I'm going to have to skip this, right? But please stick around because it's not going to be all true crime. I don't plan on changing to an entirely true crime channel. If it took off and I was getting, 1.5 million views a video, then maybe, but I'd still probably do influencer drama because I love it. I love talking about it and having my opinion about those things. It's not going anywhere. And people are like, well, put it on another channel. I'm not starting another channel. It doesn't belong on another channel. This channel is called Peter Monn, and Peter Monn wants to try a lot of different things. I've been scripting this video that I want to do about the cast. I want going to talk about things that have impacted me through the years that I have real feelings about. I have had real passion and real feelings about YouTuber, Instagram, and TikTok drama and influencers for the last couple years. I still have that passion and I will still talk about them. But I have a lot of other interests. I'm extremely interested in true crime, which is why I'm bringing it over here. Plus, I feel like those stories need to be told, you know? I have great interest in a lot of things. One of the videos that I've been scripting to make is that I want to go in and talk about the cast of Paris is Burning. Paris is Burning is a video, or is a movie that impacted me greatly in my coming out years. You know, and to know that today the entire cast has passed away and is gone. You know, that one of them in there, many of them in there were trans, but one of them in there that was murdered, whose murder investigation, it was never looked into it. Nobody really cared. Those are stories that need to be told, right? And the fact that some people got fame off of it and some people didn't even get paid $1, you know? And what that movie has done and how it's allowed for things like RuPaul's Drag Race today. If Paris is Burning never existed, RuPaul's Drag Race wouldn't be around today. And that's the truth, you know? So, those people are gone today. From murder and AIDS and things that we're afraid to talk about on video, you know? They're gone from living in marginalized, you know, being marginalized people living in marginalized communities that people didn't care enough about, right? Like, those are things that we need to be talking about. That's why I talk about the James Charles and the Colleen Ballingers. And that's why you guys are interested in it, because you care about people. And I know you care about people because you have shown me that you care about me and you care about other people by the comments that you leave and by the messages that you send me and the DMs that you give me and the emails that you send me, that you care. You are caring people. If I can say one thing about the audience that watches my videos consistently, what I can say is, you are caring people. And I did not do that. That has nothing to do with me. That is all to do with you. So I'm not going to change up what I'm talking about over here 100%, but I'm going to try some new things. I'm passionate about all kinds of things, and please don't leave. Please stick around, because I can tell you, whether I'm talking about Paris is Burning, or whether I'm talking about the downfall of Roseanne Barr, or whether I'm talking about the Baumeister murders, or whether I'm talking about James Charles and Colleen Ballinger, or a palette sold by Jeffree Star, please believe that what I'm talking about is important. It's either important because the information needs to get out there and people need to hear it, or we need to be sharing our opinions about it and keeping the conversation alive, or maybe it's just a video to make you laugh for the day. And that's okay too. It's okay just to do a video to make people laugh. Not every video has to be life-changing and informative and important, and I know that today. But I'm not going anywhere, and I don't want anybody to be confused about my channel or wonder what's going on, or Peter's switching it up, or Peter doesn't know what he's doing. I've never known what I was doing on this channel. I have never known from day one what I was doing on this channel. I've never known typically. Maybe sometimes I know what video I'm making for the next day if something comes up the night before, but most days I wake up and I have no idea what I'm making on this channel. Or many of my channels, for that matter. I've never referred to myself as an influencer because I don't believe that I'm influencing anybody. I believe I'm sharing my story. I believe that I'm planting a seed of stories from my life of recovery and grief and things that I've gone through. And maybe people see that seed and they take something from it and they plant it somewhere else and they plant it somewhere else, and we're sharing stories. We're turning our wounds into wisdom. Maybe we're making each other laugh. Maybe we're getting each other through the day a little bit. And that's just as much you guys giving that to me as I'm giving it to you. Some of your comments crack me the hell up, right? And I'm grateful for it. The kindness that I've received through the years will keep me doing this until I'm 85. I don't care. I was the old man of YouTube when I started, and I'll be the old man of YouTube when I leave. And I don't plan on leaving anytime soon. I love this too much. But whatever I'm talking about over here, it's because that day, that's what I'm passionate about. I don't make videos for views. Trust me, if I did, I would have got rid of my Peterisms videos. I would have got rid of my BookTube channel. I would have got rid of all my other channels, okay? I don't make videos for views. I don't have to. I don't have to buy subscribers and viewers because I'm grateful for the ones that I have. I've always said that. If I had 5 subscribers, I'd still be making videos, you know? I've always said that. I'm incredibly grateful for it. So, I just want to share a little bit with you about what's going on with me right now and where I'm at and why some of these changes are going to happen over here. But I don't want you to be surprised if tomorrow you wake up and there's like a video called The Tragic Life of Tawny Katane. I'm interested in the tragic life of Tawny Katane, you know, that was on the White Snake video and all that kind of stuff, you know. I'm interested in people like Stephanie Seymour, the model from back in the day. I'm interested, you know, in Paris is Burning. These are the things that get me going. I watch true crime videos and I think about things, you know. I think about why is this able to happen here and this doesn't happen here. And there are things that I need to talk about over here because I think that they're important. And I want to talk about things that I'm passionate about. One of the things that I learned in doing the Herb Baumeister videos was when I was making those videos, I felt so in my element, you know? And so I want to be in my element every single day over here, not just making a video because I think it's something that you guys want to hear about, but making videos because it's something that I think you guys might want to hear about that I'm also extremely passionate in talking about, you know? So I don't know what videos come in the next day. Probably a true crime one, like James Charles. But anyway, I just wanted to explain a few things to you because I knew that some people were confused out there, and I knew some people were like, I'm leaving, I can't get down with this, I don't know what's going on with this, you know? If you like my stories and you like my opinions, stick around, okay? Nobody ever came to my channel for just the straight facts anyway. I think we know that. I think we know that after 7.5 years of me being on this channel. And I am incredibly grateful for each and every one of you. I love you. You have allowed me to have the most amazing life. And I'm not going anywhere. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.